Yo, 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 what's up? What? Okay. This is Biggie. Welcome to Biggie's Gospel Show, and we're going to dive straight up in. Today, I'd like to talk about the mystery of midwifery. Wifery. Mystery of midwifery. We've seen, many of us have heard about midwives in the Bible, especially, and of course, in normal life. And quite interestingly, there is a portion in the word that talks about midwives. Walk with me to Exodus chapter 1. So this is the time when the Israelites are increasing. That's the stop. Increasing. And the Pharaoh at that time decides to say, okay, let us kill these people. Let me start from the beginning. So, what can I say? All right, Exodus chapter 1, verse 8. Now there arose a new king over Egypt who did not know Joseph. This is going to be our first point. There arose a king who did not know Joseph. And so what happens is he forgets about how Joseph saved the land. He forgets how Joseph saved Egypt, an entire civilization from plagues. This spoke to me in such a way. You're excelling in life because of someone. I'm giving an example. Maybe it's your man of God, maybe it's your job, or you've received favor with a specific higher official in your workplace that is not. Let me give an example. Imagine you're in your workplace, right? And there's this guy who's always favoring you, always getting promotions, and all this good stuff is happening to you. And then one day, that guy goes, and then a new boss comes who doesn't give a care who you are. And so instead of promotion, you just get demotions, and then half payments, and then no allowances, and then because the person who knew you and favored you has left. What this taught me was get to know God himself. Because I'm imagining if the Israelites had continued in the favor of, obviously I'm not sort of, it may feel out of context, but get me, like, because the scriptures say, now there arose a new king over Egypt who did not know Joseph. Like, he didn't care what he had done, what he had saved. He didn't care that, oh, these are the people of the guy who saved Egypt. He didn't care. The favor was no longer there. So this guy just said, you know what, these guys are a threat. Let's make them work harder, make them to do bricks without giving them straw. It's like telling someone, make Rodex so that no. Don't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Anyway, so what God spoke to me about this was get to know the source of the favor. Like, if Joseph saved an entire civilization, what made Joseph save the entire civilization? Okay, if you're being favored by someone, there should be a source. There is a source of favor, which is God. So maybe you are in places whereby people love you because of someone, but I'm imagining if that someone dies or they get transferred, like to go and work somewhere else, you have to understand God as the source of your favor, so that whether a new king comes that he did not know Pharaoh, still there's favor on you. Still there's something about your life that marks you out of the ordinary, that marks you, you're not the same as the others. So that's the first story I learned. Get to know the source of favor yourself. Yes, because you're going to be favored because of other people, but then get to know God for yourself, so that whether a new person comes, whether the person who has been favoring gets transferred, you remember that the favor is on you and not like you're this, how can I say, like, if God gives favor, whether that person goes, God can still put favor on that new boss because you've gotten to I don't know how to explain. You've embraced the real actual source of favor. Like, so that now Jesus, I know it's thinking. All right, let's carry on with verse 9. So this is when the guy is saying, hey, kill the people. So back to the topic, midwifery. All right, so the Egyptians with the children of Israel serve with regard. Verse 15 says, then the king of Egypt spoke to the Hebrew midwives, of whom the name of one was Shiphrah and the name of the other was Puah. Verse 16, and he said, when you do the duties of a midwife for the Hebrew women and see them on the birth stools, if it is a son, then you shall kill him. But if it is a daughter, then she shall live. But the midwives feared God and did not do as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the male children alive. So the king of Egypt called for the midwives and said to them, why have you done this thing and saved the male children alive? And the midwives said to Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not like the Egyptian women, for they are lively and give birth before the midwives come to them. Therefore God dealt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied and grew very mightily. And so it was, because the midwives feared God, that he provided households for them. All right, now let me take you slowly by slowly. What does a midwife do? When I googled and made research about midwives, a midwife is someone who helps convey or helps a pregnant lady as she's giving birth. It's different from nursing. Nursing comes after the baby has arrived, but a midwife is sort of the person. It's like, actually, if maybe the father is not in the room or something, it's like the midwife is the first person to hold the child. This is really important in our lives. Midwifery is not just for babies, it's also for dreams. Yeah, it's also for dreams. You're going to meet so many people in your life who have dreams, but sorry, I'm fresh from the kababa, so it's being as if you're going to meet people who want to give birth to dreams, who need someone to help them reach their dream. You get what I'm saying? And be careful that, even for your sake, let me give an example. Joseph had a dream, right? And though he didn't understand that the sons and the family, and he did understand, okay, when he said they will bow to me like the stars, okay, they're bowing to me at the moon and the sun, he meant his parents. I don't know exactly where it is in Genesis, but it's in Genesis. So he meant that these guys are going to bow down to him. Okay, the parents are like, are you serious right now? So his dream was, I'm not saying it was intentional, but in the end you see that the dream comes. So you could be as Joseph as well. You have a dream and you need, let me give an example. You just want to be a musician or big stages and stuff, or what, I don't know, you want to go to space. But now between that, the birth of your dream and the execution of it, and when it comes to pass, there's going to be maybe several midwives or a midwife. Now be careful about midwives who don't fear God. Because the Egyptian midwives here in Exodus chapter 1 are the ones who threw the babies in the river. The people get your dreams and then trash them. These are the people get your dreams and render them useless. And then you're like, your dream. Like, this person gets your child and is like, no, one food. Even if your child is still breathing or having some breathing, just they trash it straight away. Be careful about midwives who don't fear God. Or, on the other hand, whom are you leaving your child with? Whom are you leaving your dream with? Which close friends are around that you keep sharing your dreams with? This is not necessarily the dream you had like when you're sleeping, but like the general dreams that God has placed in your heart. You may be chilling with people who are seeing you as nothing at all. Every time you talk about your dream, they're like, you're joking. When you're dreaming big, they're pushing you to dream small. So it's two-way. You could need a midwife to that fulfilling of your dream, or you could be the person that standing in the way between someone's dream fulfillment or bringing. Yes, so of course I wrote down some notes. I'm just asking yourself, whose children your child has you rest from the birth pangs as well? And imagine, let me say you finished giving birth now and your child has come. Like, who are you? When that dream has finally come through, you get which person is around you. We have to be careful about all these things. And this is the kind of people who are going to tell your family members, they're going to tell you to first cut off your family members so they can eat the profits with you. Or we have to really be extremely careful with the kind of midwives around us. The Hebrew midwives saved, and God gave them their own families. If you read that verse 21, and it was because the midwives feared God that He provided households for them. Us being midwives, accordingly, if we help people give birth to their dreams, it's going to be well with us as well as ministers of midwifery. Why? Because this is what God requires of us, to save dreams, to save. Of course, now we've shifted from the children's bit, but to save the dreams of many other people. Because you see, Joseph had his own dreams, but then along the way, he had actually only 2 dreams in his life, by the way, if you notice. And then along the way, he's interpreting the dreams of the cupbearer in the prison, the baker. And so even if he's forgotten, a time comes and Pharaoh dreams. Now, what amazes me is that as Joseph is stewarding the dream of Pharaoh, he brings his dream to pass. Some of you, the fulfillment of your dreams is going to come when you steward and help others fulfill their dreams, when you help others give birth to their own dreams and, tend and take care of them. So it shall be well with you if you save other people's dreams. I'll just give you an example of Joseph. And if you look when he didn't just save a whole entire civilization. Look at his brothers. When you save other people's dreams, you end up saving your dreams, for Joseph's case, and also other people's dreams. I'm imagining his brothers, his 11 brothers had dreams like maybe they want, okay, maybe most of them were married, obviously, but I'm thinking, okay, just imagine Joseph was living today, and then maybe his brothers are like, want to go, America, establish companies, and all these things. But hunger is for real. Like, hunger can just shut down an entire nation. You saw what COVID tried to do. So all their dreams were becoming shattered because they could see no hope. Hunger is everywhere. Like, you forget about your dreams. Like, man, we just need to survive to get by. And Joseph now, because of his dream and because of interpreting Pharaoh's dream, all this wisdom comes through. Many people are being saved. Egypt is the center of all civilization. Like, all nations are coming to Egypt for food, and there come along his brothers. And so, you know how the story turns out, they all receive food. Now they can dream again. Now they can remember, I wanted to be this and this. Of course, the reconciliation and forgiveness has happened. But now they are excited to see the next day because Joseph has just saved their dream. Whose dreams are you saving? Indirectly. Or he has saved them because of interpreting Pharaoh's dream. Has God placed people in your life whose dreams you're refusing to convey or help out? Or maybe there's always these guys are always like coming to you, and you're like, "Man, these guys are such a bad damn, they're just such a pain." My friend, you just never know. You just never know. So even if midwives don't give life, they have rights to take it. Like, of course, the mother is giving birth, right? Because I'm imagining, what if the midwife is trying to pull out the baby and then something goes wrong because of the midwife's not being mature enough, or this midwife has not been trained enough on how to bring out all these babies during the birth. So even you as a minister, even you as a midwife, I'm talking to you, but whether you're a man or, because okay, even the dictionary says there's a mid-husband. So whether you're mid-husband or a midwife, you have to carry certain knowledge. You have to carry such knowledge that you have such great responsibility to bring to pass many people's dreams. So if you lack in knowledge, if you lack short of any of this, you're going to end up killing people's babies or dreams as they are coming out. So that gets back on you. Like, maybe let me give an example. Maybe some doctors end up cutting the wrong vein, and then the child dies. They had maybe 10% chance of living. So you as well as a midwife or a mid-husband has great responsibility to build yourself up, whatever you're supposed to do to get there, because you see schools of midwifery all around, guys. You have to learn certain things. So, what else did I miss? Let me see. You're a life preserver, yes. For if you do, God will give you also your own life, as we've already seen in verse 21. And I think that's it. That's it for why have you done this thing? And says, yep, that's it. So you realize that Pharaoh was also a midwife to Joseph. Yet Joseph was also a midwife to him. As Joseph was midwifing his dreams. Joseph was also midwife. Sometimes it's a two-way thing. You never know that the people you're helping bring to pass their dreams, they are also helping your dreams come to pass one way or another. Let me give an example. Maybe you're serving under a pastor, or maybe under your parents. I don't know. There's a way it's going to connect somehow in the end. So I hope you are mightily blessed by this. Firstly, if I recap, was verse 8. Now there arose a new king over Egypt who did not know Joseph. You have to get God, the source of favor, yourself, so that you embed him and you carry him all around. You have to understand that he's the source of all blessings. So if you know him and you have him and you've had a relationship with him, you may not necessarily need it. Let me give an example of Lot and Abraham. Lot was prospering because Abraham was always with him. And then when Lot foolishly goes to Sodom, chooses the first, like, you get, like, the blessing was on Abraham. Obviously, Abraham was the chosen of the Lord. But right now in the new covenant, you realize you can also receive the blessing yourself as long as you have the understanding and know that you as well are Abraham's child. So, if you carry that understanding, whether someone goes away from your life or not, you will still carry the blessing, you still have the favor, which was not the case for the Israelites when a Pharaoh who did not know Joseph arose, which was not the case for Lot. Do you get? So I'm grateful that you are in the new covenant. So you have to, I hope that example was better to let you know that you wouldn't want to be the Lot in this time. You wouldn't want to be the Israelites who where people come and they don't care. They don't. You have to understand that you carry favor. You have to understand that you carry the blessing, and that you're carrying it. Your presence, which now is going to affect your family members. It's going to affect your friends who may not be knowing Christ the way you do, but because you know him the way you do, things are going to happen in their lives. And may you teach them as well. Be a good midwife. Be a good mid-husband. Teach them as well that they too can carry the blessing, that they too have the favor, in that whether you are not there or not, they don't have to worry. Like, I have some friends who keep saying, Biggie, pray for me, pray for me. Yeah, I pray for you first time, second time, then I have to teach you how to do it. Because if Jesus didn't, sort of teach the disciples how to pray or cast out demons, if we're not like copying and watching, if Jesus went to heaven, does that mean the ministry would stop? No, they had to sort of learn and grasp the whole thing, if you get what I'm meaning. So I don't know how to phrase that whole thing, but be the source. Yeah, become the source of the favor, become the source of the blessing. Because all you need to do is, you already have Christ in you, all you need to do, the knowledge, the gap is all you need between that, and its fulfillment. So be the source and be the great midwife that God has placed in you. Let's pray together. Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you so much for everyone watching, and thank you so much for the dreams you've placed in their hearts and the dreams of other people around them. May they steward them, may they bring them to pass faithfully, and may they do it with all their hearts, with all their mind, with all their souls, King of glory. So thank you so much. That you're teaching them all they need to know about midwifery. That you're teaching them all they need to know about becoming the source, becoming a source of the favor, the light, the peace, the joy, the faithfulness, the meekness, the righteousness, whatsoever they need, Lord. Let them know that. Teach them to understand through the scriptures that you've made them a source of that good thing, of the fruits of the Spirit. Thank you so much for your goodness. Thank you so much for technology that's allowing us to do this all around the world, internationally, and to be able to pour your word unto many people out there, even if it's not necessarily physical, but it's still happening. So thank you so much. May this word be seed, made fall on fertile soil only, and may it bring forth hundredfold harvest to everyone who's watching it. God bless you. May God impart the blessing of the knowledge of understanding. The understanding that you are source, because you are one with the Lord. He who's joined to the Lord is one spirit with him. And I also declare that you shall be a faithful steward to your dreams, a faithful steward to other people's dreams, and a faithful steward to everything that God has entrusted you with. In Jesus' name, amen. God bless you. See you soon. Bye.